looks like we're live. Let me just make sure that YouTube is sending a signal out to y'all to let you know that I'm live. And then once again, we can go ahead. Yep, we're good. Boom. We are officially on the YouTube, which means that y'all should have the notification in any moment to let the world know that your boy Vyyyper is back on the tube. It's Friday night. I see already my man Jimmy Fire Dragon out there in the building. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, we back, man. We back in the building. It's been rough. Your boy got his internet cut off because I'm still broke as hell. Finally just got the internet back on, but I'm still behind on a ton of other bills and whatnot. So I'm just trying to, I don't know, man. It's just rough out here. But anyway, happy Friday. I know for those of us here in the United States, we have a long weekend because Monday is Memorial Day. The day that we honor the fallen soldiers and past wars and things of that nature. So a lot of people will not be going to work on Monday here in the United States. So yeah, it's gonna be a long weekend, a lot of partying and whatnot. But oh boy, the prez, what is he? The 4-5, the 4-7, he's up to no good, fam. The prez is up to no good. We gotta talk about the prez, what he's up to this time. He clearly he has the barrel aim. He has Apple in his crosshairs. We got to talk, bro. We got to talk. So we got some people coming in. Let's go ahead and get into the intro, and then we'll go into what the president's doing now because, oh, my goodness. It gets crazier and crazier with this electronics and stuff and things like that. So let me go ahead and get into the intro. Woo! We're back, baby. We're back. Yeah, we're back. What's up, people? This your boy Vyyyper, the man about tech. Back again for the video. And before I get started with tonight's festivities, let me see who I got in the chat tonight. First on the list, we got Jimmy Fire Dragon in the building. Wait a minute. Why is it not loading? There it is. What up, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the building. Who else we got out here? We got more people. We got my man Dennis Carlson from Sweden. What's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the cut. We got Marcus Span in the building. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the building. And apparently that is it. Although I called 3 names, but there's like 8 people watching. So there's a few of y'all out there lurking, man. So shout out to my lurk squad. For those of y'all who are watching, but either you don't want people to know that you watch Vyyyper or you're watching on a device that doesn't allow you to comment. Either way, I appreciate y'all tuning in, stopping by tonight, hanging out with me for a few minutes. So thank you. But all right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the live stream. So, I know many of y'all saw today that El Presidente Donald Trump has aimed the crosshair squarely at Apple. Donald Trump is threatening to impose 25% tariffs on iPhones that are made outside of the United States. And just in case you don't believe me for some odd reason, I don't know why Vyyyper would lie about that, but in case you don't believe Vyyyper, let me just make sure that I'm good to go here, that we got what we got here. Let me see. Whoop. Let me make sure that I can pull up here. Where is it? What's going on here, bro? Where is it? Where is it? Why is it not showing up? Hold on, y'all. Give me a second here. Where are we at? There we go. Booyah. All right. Cool. Just in case you don't believe Vyyyper, just in case you think Vyyyper is pulling your wig out here. Let me be the first. What's happening right now? Let me move this over here. Whoop. Yep, there it is. Apple stock slightly down as Trump threatened 25% tariffs over iPhones made outside the United States. So Trump is not having it. He is not trying to hear about iPhone being made in India, Vietnam, China, whatever. Trump said on his social media platform Truth that he talked to Tim Cook a long time ago about these pending tariffs if Apple and Tim Cook did not figure out how to manufacture iPhones here in the United States. Although, while this does seem like an attack at Apple, I think it also should be noted that this goes for anybody who's making smartphones outside the United States, Samsung, Google, whoever. Anybody that's importing iPhones from outside the United States, they will be have these tariffs imposed on them. But let's keep it to iPhone, right? Let's keep it to iPhone here real quick. Let me make myself bigger real quick, right? So we have been manufacturing iPhones outside the United States for a long, long time now. And there are just things that are happening outside of the US that have made iPhone manufacturing and production run very smoothly. It's all when I was looking stuff up about this, when I was reading about what this means and the history behind this thing or whatever. Apparently, uh, Steve Jobs, when he was alive back in 2011, had a chat with Barack Obama, who was the president then, because Obama was wondering about why wasn't there more manufacturing happening inside the United States. And I think Steve Jobs tried to explain to him, like, listen, man, it's not just about the cost of labor, because usually when you think about this, the first thing that comes to mind is the labor across the world is cheaper than it would be here in the United States. And while that's true, that's not the only reason why there's no manufacturing of iPhones happening in the US. There's a whole manufacturing infrastructure that has been built up in China and India and Vietnam that just does not exist here in the United States. So it's not just the cost of labor, it's the infrastructure and the processing and the workers required. The United States does not have the skilled workers that, China and India and Vietnam do to manufacture iPhones. And I know it's kind of crazy when you talk about skilled labor as it relates to manufacturing, but yes, those people have been trained practically from childhood to know to be able to like manufacture and do it in the most efficient ways and different things like that. So when you have years of building up that infrastructure and training on people on the way that you want them to build your devices, that infrastructure does not exist in the United States. So for Apple and other companies who manufacture electronics outside of the US, it does not make any type of sense business-wise or any other sense to try to bring that type of manufacturing into the United States. Like, now here's the thing. It's not like you can't do it, but if Trump thinks this is something that's going to happen overnight, he is sadly mistaken. It's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take years to build the manufacturing infrastructure in place here in the U.S. that exists across the world in order to make this work. We're talking maybe 5-10 years minimum to build an infrastructure like that inside the United States to make iPhones. Not to mention, then we got to go back to the pricing. If you make iPhones in the United States, there's no way in hell you will be able to charge what you currently charge for them. It's just not going to happen. The cost of manufacturing in the United States is going to be greater than it is to manufacture outside of the U.S. Now, there will be some costs, that kind of cancel out or whatever, things like that. Now, I was listening to my friend Roberto Blake talk about this earlier this morning. Obviously, if you're manufacturing iPhones inside of the U.S., that cuts down on shipping costs and shipping time a lot. So if you're not worried about shipping iPhone from all across the world or whatever, that really kind of cuts down your costs as far as how much Apple pays for shipping and different things like that. So, some of that's going on. So that will be a factor in cost. But still, the cost of the labor here in the U.S. is not going to be cheap. It is unfortunate, but the cost of labor is still across the world as it relates to people who are manufacturing iPhones is still drastically lower than how much you would pay those people to do the same thing in the United States. It's just, you can't do it. It's just no way that's going to go there. The U.S. has literal laws that require minimum wage to be paid. And the minimum wage in the country is probably a hell of a lot more than it is for people getting paid in factories across the pond and other places. It's not feasible. So if they ever do find a way to bring manufacturing here to the U.S. for iPhones and other smartphone devices, you can expect those prices to go up. So Min Chi Ko, who is like the world's most inside logistics guy for Apple in their business, says that he thinks that it will be in Apple's best interest to just take the 25% hit, because again, you can't really. He thinks that you really can't bring manufacturing to the U.S. Again, not in that timely manner. So you have to take that hit. The problem, though, is that Trump is so crazy and so all over the place that even if Apple is willing to take that 25% hit today, Trump is crazy enough to raise the tariff tomorrow. So what is 25% today is going to be 40%, 50% tomorrow. And if he gets real crazy like he did with China, we're talking about an over 100% tariff if he gets wild like that. I don't know. So he is volatile. He's mentally unstable when it comes to this stuff, and you don't know what you're going to get with him from day to day. So they could take the 25% hit now, but what is it going to be tomorrow and the day after and the day after? And that's really what we're talking about here. I don't know. But again, no matter how he feels about it, you're not bringing iPhone manufacturing to the United States tomorrow. It's not happening. It's literally impossible. I think Steve Jobs said back a long time ago, he said, those jobs are never coming back to the U.S. He literally said those jobs are never. What maybe was viewed as impossible back when Steve Jobs was alive could probably be coerced into becoming a reality today with the tariffs and different things like that. But still, even with, you're not doing that tomorrow. Again, you're talking about a 5 to 10 year period where you have to literally build up the manufacturing process here in the United States to make it viable enough to manufacture iPhones inside of these walls. It's not happening overnight. So, does Trump understand that? Like, does he literally understand the process that it will have to be undertaken to make that even a thing? And does he understand how much time that will take? He won't even, like, it's going to take so long that Trump won't even see it during his term. Like, he won't even be president anymore when it happens. Like, that's how crazy this is. The dude won't even be in office when manufacturing could return to the U.S. Like, bro, it's crazy out here. It's crazy, though. So I don't know, man. But right now he is threatening. He's like, yo, if we don't get these iPhones back in the U.S., I'm putting 25% tariffs on y'all. And that, like I said, that's today. Who knows what it's going to be tomorrow? We don't know. Hey, we got the Norwegian sensation, Elvin. Hey, what's up, bro? He says the fact that all of these tariffs will hurt the average American citizen way more than here in Europe. Both countries that are EU members as well as countries like Norway, that's not EU members. Yeah, the tariffs are hurting everybody, man. The tariffs are going to hurt everybody regardless across the board. It's unfortunate. It's crazy. But he has this grand scheme to make America great again. And part of it is imposing these tariffs and having more manufacturing in the U.S. But it's good to want that. But the reality of making it happen is another matter entirely. And I'm not sure he fully understands just what will have to go into making that an actual reality, bringing iPhone manufacturing into the United States. Like, making that a reality is not just a snap of the fingers or a temper tantrum away from happening. Like, that's a whole ass process, a multi-year process that has to be undertaken to make that a reality. And for right now, it just doesn't make business sense for Apple or any of these other companies to even indulge in it because it's going to cost them money in the long run. Way too much money. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I don't know how you satiate his appetite right now while he's president. Like, what do you do to calm him down if you're Tim Cook? I don't know. I made a joke on Twitter today. Did Tim Cook not kiss the ring properly this week? Or is Trump that pissed off about Apple Intelligence being stupid? I don't know, yo. I don't know. It could be either one of these things. I don't know. But damn, man, it's crazy out here. I mean, I gotta wonder, yo, did Tim Cook not kiss the ring? Did Tim Cook not kiss the ring properly enough? I don't know. But if you guys got any thoughts or questions about this, feel free to drop them in the chat. There was another headline in 9 to 5 Mac here as it relates to non-Apple companies, again, going through the same process. Like, he's going after everybody, bro. Like, he don't care. Let's see. Let me go back here and whoop. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Whoop. All right. So, as I said, it ain't just Apple. Samsung and anybody making smartphones outside of U.S. subject to the same tariffs as iPhone, Trump says. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So the article reads, President Trump has confirmed that the 25% tariff mentioned for iPhone earlier today will also apply to Samsung and anybody making smartphones outside of the U.S. Bro. Here's the thing. I don't think that Samsung would I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't think. I wonder if Samsung would like actually even go through with that, taking a 25% hit for tariffs in the US. When I think the bulk of their business is done outside of the US. Man, I could be wrong. But I think the bulk of Samsung business is done outside of the US as it relates to their smartphone sales and stuff like that. So would they even take that hit knowing that their business, they don't do a lot of, actually, let me see if I can look this up. Let me see if I can Google this and see what I can find out for y'all real quick. Let's see. What question would I ask? Lobo, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Lobo says, not to mention his merchants all made in China, which is hypocritical to himself. Oh my goodness. That is very hypocritical, but are we surprised? Not at all. Not at all. All right, let's see. How do I ask the question? Okay. What are the largest markets for Samsung smartphone sales? Let's see. So according to Google, this is AI, so it could be wrong. But according to Google's AI, Samsung's largest smartphone markets are South Korea, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. The US not even in there. Let me see if I can find okay, let me see something. Oh, we got Statista.com here. Let's see. All right, whatever we're going to accept these cookies, who cares? Where okay, I can't see anything. How do I read this graph? This graph is dumb. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I can't read it. But again, according to the AI, US not even in their top smartphone market area. So I wonder, would Samsung even deal with the tariffs, or would they just bypass shipping phones into the US completely? Now, I'm pretty sure they make money, a lot of money, but it's like, I mean, do they make enough to eat tariffs? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know. Okay, I'm not getting the information that I seek here. Thought I'll be able to find it, but yeah. Not sure what's going on. And we know that Samsung, while they have a nice share of smartphones, they have a decent share of smartphones in the US, but Apple has the dominant market cap here in the United States as it relates to smartphones. So yeah, I don't know. Dennis says, Samsung business model earns more income off of Apple screens than its phone product. And there you go, right? There you go. So Apple makes more money for Samsung than Samsung's own smartphones do. Apple displays make them more money, so which is kind of crazy. So again, if Trump is really going to threaten Samsung with a 25% tariff to sell iPhones in the US, or import iPhones into the US, will Samsung even do it when the US is not even a big market for them as far as smartphone sales? I don't know. I don't know if that would make good business for Samsung to do that. I don't think Samsung would be about that life, to be honest with you. I don't know. Yo, Tech Feeney, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Appreciate you. Hopefully you are having a good Friday evening. Man, I appreciate all of y'all dropping in and hanging out with your boy, man. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, he's threatening everybody. Like, nobody's safe out here. Nobody's safe. He's threatening everybody. Well, guard your lunch money because he's coming after your lunch money, fam. That's what he's doing out here. I don't understand this stuff. But yeah, it's kind of crazy what's going on. I'm trying to see if I can like find what I'm looking for, but I can't find it anywhere. Oh, here. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. I think I found it. Did I find it? Oh, come on, man. Everything behind a damn paywall. I am not paying to get statistics, bro. Like, I'm not doing that. Get out my face. All right, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, these tariffs are crazy AF, and Trump is threatening everybody. We'll have to see how people respond. Again, if he's really threatening Samsung, it's just like, what's going on? Lobo says, we'll see what happens with the Samsung Toyota partnership for the solid state battery. I guess we will. Justin, I'm not going to answer that question either way. Yeah, I'm not getting into all that. But yeah, not really. I'm not getting into all that on this live stream. But yeah. Anyway, it's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate what's going on with the tariff. It sucks. And I don't know. I wonder how long this is going to go on. Because again, this is going to hurt a lot of businesses and different things like that. And at some point, you cut off your nose to spite your face. And I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for stopping by tonight. Your boy Vyyyper is still struggling financially. So if you guys are willing and able and you can help your way out via donation, feel free to click the link that is pinned to the top of your live chat. It is there for you to donate. If you can donate, no matter how much you donate, no matter how big, no matter how small, whatever you could donate, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, if you are willing and able to do that, there is a link pinned to the top of your live chat. You can click on that link and help your boy out if you can. I will be greatly, greatly appreciative, man. And again, thank you guys for just hanging out and being here and chilling. But yeah, so let's see. As it relates to the United States, right? You got Apple, you got Samsung, you got Google. I mean, I think everybody at this point manufactures their phones outside the United States. So these tariffs are going to affect, at the minimum, Apple, Samsung, Google. Like, who else makes phones? Motorola, probably. Who else makes phones for the U.S. market? Who else makes phones? I can't even think of any more. Yeah, I can't even think of any more people that make phones. OnePlus, I think, might bring phones into the U.S. a little bit. But yeah, like, I wonder if those companies like Apple and Vivo, basically in this case, Apple for OnePlus, is Apple really going to eat these tariffs to bring their phones into the U.S. when their phones don't sell that much here anyway? I gotta think probably not. Like, if these tariffs go a long time, there are going to be some companies that are probably going to determine that they're not worth it and don't sell phones in the U.S. And I can't blame them. Again, ultimately, at the end of the day, this comes down to business, bro. And these tariffs are bad business. And some companies, it's not even worth their time to even eat the tariffs. Like Apple, yeah, I mean, Apple has to. Apple doesn't have a choice. Like, the U.S. is their biggest market by far. They got to sell iPhones in the U.S. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here? But does Samsung have to eat the tariff? Like, if they don't want to, I mean, again, the Samsung phones are pretty popular here in the U.S., but as it relates to the rest of their smartphone market, I think the U.S. is a very small cut of that pie. So is it worth Samsung selling their phones in the United States if they got to eat these tariffs? I don't know. Or obviously, they're not going to eat the tariff. They're going to offset some of that cost. But even still, I don't know if Samsung sells enough phones to raise the price of their Galaxy devices in the U.S. and justify doing that. You still got to pay to import those things in here. You still got to pay the tariff. But if you're paying tariffs, but nobody's buying, then you're wasting money, and it doesn't make sense. So is Samsung going to do that? I don't know. All right, Lobo says Lenovo and Motorola. Okay, yeah, I think I said Motorola earlier. Lenovo make phones? I ain't know Lenovo. I know Lenovo made a phone or two back in the day, but do they make phones today? Like, do they really? Lenovo, huh? That's crazy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Lenovo, that's nuts. But yeah, again, if y'all got any questions or comments about this, feel free to drop them in the chat, man. I'm just like, bro, this is not sustainable, fam. He's gonna have to figure out a way to come at it differently because this is not going to hold water. This could be very bad for the economy, and it just doesn't make sense, yo. It just does not make sense. So hopefully he figures out another way to go about his agenda because this is stupid. Like, this is dumb. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am. So Lenovo owns Motorola now. I think I knew that. I think I knew they were merged. I didn't know. Like, all right. I got you. Interesting. Okay. But other than Apple, Samsung, Google, and Motorola, I don't think anybody else is really a major phone player here in the U.S. anymore. Like I said, OnePlus, they get in here when they can, but that's not really enough to do anything with. So I don't know. I think it's very interesting. It's also going to be very interesting when it comes time to sell these new iPhone 17 this year in September. It's going to be real interesting to see how Apple priced these phones. Now, Apple was already preparing for a $900 million tariff hit later this year. But now you got the 25% tariff that Trump is trying to tack on iPhones and related and on top of everything else now, bro. Like, how is Apple going to handle it? Like, I think at this point, it is almost a guarantee that Apple is going to pass off at least some of the tariffs to their customers. Like, I don't think Apple is going to be able to eat all of these tariffs. I mean, obviously, Apple has a ton of money, sure, but they're not going to eat all these tariffs. They're going to pass some of it off to us, the customer, which means we're going to have to pay higher prices for iPhone, which sucks. But unfortunately, it's going to be the reality as long as these tariffs are in place, man. It's nuts, bro. It's nuts. But yeah, like I said, if you guys got thoughts and opinions about this, feel free to drop them in the chat. Or I can't go on here because and for whatever reason, I think something's going on with Twitter. I know they had a data center explode or something, and it completely ruined DMs on Twitter. And now, for whatever reason, I cannot sign into my Twitter account from my desktop here, which is ridiculous. From my MacBook, I'm not sure. I'm signed on my phone, but I can't sign it from my desktop at all. Like, at least it's only with my Vyyyper account. If I try to sign it with another account, fine. But with the Vyyyper account, I can't sign it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Very weird, but it is what it is. Let's see. Also, I saw a headline that Apple is increasing the trade-in value for iPhones right now. I mean, given these news about the tariffs, I don't think that's going to last too long. But I mean, I guess they're trying to entice more people to buy iPhones. No, hey, kudos to Apple, bro. Kudos to Apple. Let's see. So, Mean Chico added a few additional points to his comment today about Apple and Trump and the tariff. He said, number one, the specific tariff percentage Trump proposes on iPhones isn't the main concern. The bigger issue is that this is Trump's second recent pointed comment targeting Apple, a warning sign Apple can't ignore. And it kind of goes back to what I said earlier, right? He's charging 25% today. But if he gets mad at something, then he could go up to like 40% tomorrow or 50% or 60 or 100. Like, he's crazy. You don't know. So now that he has Apple in his crosshairs, they are in trouble. Like, they got to figure it out. Two, Mean Chico said that Apple's top priority in negotiations with Trump should be finding ways to avoid, delay, or prevent higher iPhone tariffs. For example, Apple could adjust its DEI policy to secure Trump's temporary commitment to hold off on targeting them. I don't know if them changing their DEI policy is going to appease Trump that much. I think he's helping on raising or having manufacturing in the U.S. I mean, it might. I know that's like a big thing, the DEI and the elimination of it and whatnot, but I don't know if that's going to work, but I guess that's something to consider too. Cole or Cho or whatever his name is, he goes on to say that moving all iPhone assembly for UF model back to the UF before Trump's term is unrealistic. What I said earlier, not happening. He won't even see it. Like, the change that he wants, he won't even be president when it happens. He goes on to say it's unrealistic, and Trump also opposes Apple producing iPhone UF models in India. So even if Apple secures a temporary deal with Trump to avoid iPhone tariffs this time, there's no guarantee they won't face repeated tariff threats during his term. Yep, because again, Trump is volatile, he's unstable, and how he feels one day might not be how he feels the next day, and it's kind of nuts, bro. It's kind of nuts. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's nuts. I don't know, man. This is wild, bro. This is very wild. He said, might as well try to bring the iPhone to Brazil. I don't know what bringing the iPhone to Brazil can do. I don't know if Brazil has the capital to afford an iPhone like that. But I mean, you got to do something because they're about to hurt, bro. Trump is trying to make them hurt, and they're about to hurt with these tariffs for real. Whew, man. Whew. I don't know, Apple. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Apple. It's going to be rough out here, yo. It's going to be rough. Yo, I probably shouldn't laugh, but it's the whole like crap, the nature of it is weird, bro. It's just weird AF. It's very odd what's going on here. All right, let me see what else is going on. Anything else going on here? Let's see. Oh, for you Fortnite nerds out there, Fortnite is officially back in the iOS App Store, or in the Apple App Store. So if you were one of the people that are holding out for Fortnite returning to the App Store, it is your week. Because Fortnite is back in the App Store. Go nerd out, go hard, go crazy nerds, go crazy nerds. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Anything else going on? Anything else? Anybody else got any questions or comments or anything else y'all want to talk about? Like I said, feel free to drop them in the chat. And again, I appreciate y'all rocking out. If you can help your boy out via donation, there is a link pinned to the top of your live chat. Click on the link, and that will allow you to donate. Doesn't matter how much you can donate, no matter how big, how small, whatever you guys can donate will be very, very appreciated. As your boy is still battling out of financial times. Luckily I have found a job and I've been working for a couple of weeks now, but still the finances are still buried AF. So any help that you guys can provide via donation would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly. But man, dude, this whole Trump thing is just, whoo. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think at the very minimum, the iPhones that are coming out later this year are going to be more expensive than they have in the past. I think that's a given. I don't think there's no way around that. I don't think Apple's going to eat those tariffs like that. So if this is your year to upgrade or buy an iPhone, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pay more probably. Unless Apple really does decide to eat them, and I guess that's gonna be a lot of eating for Apple. Unless they decide to eat those tariffs, I can't see them not raising the price of the iPhone this year. I mean, you already got what just happened? What just happened? Well, somebody raised. Oh, you already got Microsoft that raised the price of the Xbox already. Sony's probably going to follow suit pretty quickly here. There's other things that have already been raised in price, so it only makes sense that Apple will raise the price of the iPhone to offset the tariffs. I mean, that's basically what you're going to do. That's why we don't like tariffs, because usually they get passed on to the consumer, and it sucks. But this is where we're at, man. This is where we're at here. So, I don't know. But I don't see any comment questions in here, so I think we're going to kind of land the plane here. I appreciate y'all dropping in tonight for the 30 some odd minutes that I was live here. Again, it's always good to catch up and rock with y'all, so thank you for that. Again, if you are willing and able to donate via donation for your boy, feel free to hit the link pinned at the top of your live chat. But other than that, man, I ain't really got nothing else, yo. Just trying to survive out here. Like I said, being buried financially is no fun, yo. Don't ever get laid off, y'all. Don't ever get laid off. But anyway, enjoy your Friday evening. Enjoy your long weekend if you're here in the US. And I will catch up with y'all on the social media. Peace. I used the wrong button. There we go.